Hi humans, ever met someone who can't feel pain, doesn't need sleep, and somehow smells colors? Yeah, they might be a science glitch with a freakishly rare DNA mutation. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Pain? Never heard of her. Imagine burning your hand on a stove and nothing. No yelp, no flinch, just a casual, huh? Smells like barbecue. That's life with congenital insensitivity to pain. A rare genetic condition that basically tells your nervous system to sit this one out. People with this mutation don't feel pain. Not high pain tolerance. We're talking zero pain. Broken bones? Nothing? Hot oil? Meh? Childbirth? Just another Tuesday. It all comes down to a mutation in a gene called SCN9A, which is supposed to help transmit pain signals to your brain. But in these folks, it's basically on strike. Permanently? Great for surviving torture. Horrible for, staying alive. Pain exists for a reason. It's your body's way of screaming. Oi, stop that. Without it, you might not notice you're bleeding, infected, or slowly cooking like a rotisserie chicken. And the worst part, it sounds cool until you realize these people often get seriously hurt because they don't know they're hurt. Like, oh look, my leg's facing the wrong way. Levels of surprise? So yeah, turns out pain is annoying but super necessary. Who knew? Number 2, you remember everything. Let's say I ask what you were wearing on March 17th, 2010. If your brain goes, ah yes, grey hoodie, 3 missing assignments, and that meat pie that tasted like regret, then congrats. You might have hyperthymesia, a super rare condition where you can recall every single detail of your life. It's like your brain decided to install a 24/7 surveillance system and refuses to delete footage. Birthdays, breakups, bowel movements, all there, in high def, with emotionally tagged subtitles. Scientists reckon it's linked to structural differences in parts of the brain, like the amygdala and hippocampus. But here's the kicker. People with this trait don't try to remember stuff. It just sticks, like a mental duct tape. And while it sounds like a memory flex, it's kind of a curse. You can't forget anything, ever. Not your most embarrassing moments. Not the awkward phase you had in year 8. Not even that thing your ex said that ruined your entire week back in 2015. Still raw. So if your brain is basically a sentient USB drive that won't stop syncing, you might be a rare mutant. Good luck trying to sleep. Number 3, no sleep, no problem. Most of us turn into unhinged gremlins after 48 hours without sleep. But some lucky mutants with a rare genetic mutation in the DEC2 gene can thrive on just 4 hours of sleep a night and feel completely fine. They're called short sleepers. And no, they're not running on caffeine and trauma like the rest of us. Their bodies literally don't need more sleep. It's like their internal batteries are smaller but charge faster. Scientists still don't totally get why. But their brains seem more efficient at clearing waste and resetting during those short snoozes. Which is just rude, honestly. Meanwhile, the rest of us need a full 8 hours just to remember what day it is. The upside? These people get more time to do whatever it is functional people do at 4 a.m. The downside? Their existence makes the rest of us feel like sloths with a Netflix addiction. If you bounce out of bed after 4 hours and feel ready to run a marathon or start a podcast, congrats. Your DNA thinks you're too good for REM sleep. Show off. Number 4, the bones of steel situation. If you've ever wanted to live your Wolverine fantasy without the claws, there's a rare mutation for that too. Some people carry a mutation in the LRP5 gene that gives them unbreakable bones. Like, not slightly tougher bones. We're talking bones so dense and strong, they basically laugh at x-rays. This isn't comic book nonsense. Real people with this mutation can survive serious accidents with barely a bruise. One guy was in a car crash, walked away, and the doctors were like, "Sir, are you made of concrete?" Their bones are up to 8 times denser than average, which sounds awesome until you remember density reshafts weight. So yeah, they might sink like rocks in a swimming pool and definitely don't love airport security scanners. Also, this mutation is incredibly rare. We're talking less than 1 in 1,000,000. Scientists are trying to study these super boned folks for ways to prevent osteoporosis. But honestly, I just want to know if they can crack walnuts with their elbows. If you've never broken a bone, not even once, maybe your skeleton's been hitting the genetic gym while the rest of us were napping. Number 5, you don't sweat the small stuff. Literally. Most of us start sweating just thinking about public speaking or, worse, seeing our phone at 1% in a dodgy suburb. But some people with a rare condition called anhydrosis, thanks to certain gene mutations, just don't sweat. At all. On paper. This sounds like a dream come true. No pit stains? No shiny forehead in summer? Sign me up, right? Except your body needs to sweat. Mate, it's how we stay cool. Without it, you're basically a walking hot chip with no aircon. People with this mutation often overheat quickly, especially in warm weather or during exercise. They're the ones quietly roasting during a casual jog while everyone else is just a bit puffed. And because their body can't dump heat properly, it can actually be dangerous. We're talking dizziness, heat stroke, the whole drama. Even worse, they might not even know they've got it until something bad happens. Imagine thinking you're just tough as nails because you don't sweat. Meanwhile, your core temp is climbing like a BBQ on full blast. So yeah, not sweating isn't a sign of being cool. It's a sign your internal thermostat is busted. Chuck that one under genetic plot twists that sound great till they try to kill you. Number 6, you can't smell, but you can taste in HD. Ever met someone who can't smell anything? Like, not even burnt toast or that leftover curry you forgot in the fridge last week? That might be congenital anosmia, and it's caused by rare genetic quirks that leave people without a sense of smell. From birth. No trauma, no blockage. Just never there. It's the olfactory version of your brain going, nah, we'll skip that module. Now here's the weird part. Even without smell, some of these folks report having incredibly sharp taste. Their tongues are dialed way up, noticing subtleties in salty, sour, sweet, and bitter like a food critic on steroids. How? No one's entirely sure. Some reckon their brain just overcompensates, cranking up other senses to make up for the missing one. Sort of like when you lose your phone and suddenly develop echolocation skills, trying to hear it vibrate across the room. The downside? They'll never know the joy of fresh-cut grass, or the horror of mystery odors on public transport. But hey, maybe that's a blessing in disguise. And if you've ever said, I can't smell that, and weren't just being dramatic, you might be a rare breed with an off-the-grid olfactory system. Not broken, just built different. Number 7, bleeding. Never heard of her. Some people have supercharged clotting thanks to a rare mutation in the F5 gene, which makes their blood clot much faster than the average punters. Basically, they get a paper cut and their blood goes, oi, all hands on deck, and it's healed before you can say Band-Aid. Bleeding time? Minimal? Injury recovery? Lightning fast? It's like their bloodstream's running on espresso and trauma training. But, as with most of these superpowers, there's a catch. That same mutation can also increase the risk of unwanted blood clots. You know, the kind that block things they're not meant to, like lungs or brains. So while they might win in a knife fight, don't test it, they also have to be careful flying, sitting for long periods, or doing anything that messes with circulation. Doctors often don't catch this one unless something dramatic happens, like a stroke at age 28, or a family member going, you too? Weird? It tends to run in families, and unless you've had genetic testing or a suspiciously unbleedy childhood, you might never know. So, if you're a quick healer with suspiciously little need for bandages, maybe your blood's in overdrive, or maybe you're just the human version of that one kid who never cried after falling off the monkey bars. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.